Hello friends, I am Snigdha Joshi and I along with my teammate Vipra Shah, we have created a Flask web application and we are going to show you how to create it and how to install packages required for it. Okay, so this is my web application. We have connected to Yahoo Finance API. As we have presented in the class, we all know that to connect to any API, we need a key, that is a access token. But Yahoo Finance API is an open source API. So you can directly connect to it without any API tokens. Okay. So here we are just going to pass a company code, and when I'm going to click on get stock data, it is going to show me a previous closing price of the stock of that company, then the highest value of the stock of that company in a year and the lowest value of the stock of that company in a year. Okay. So let's see how to create it. First of all, I will walk you through the directory structure. Whenever you are going to create a project, you are going to create a project folder, right? And this is the usual directory structure of a folder of any project for a Flask. This first folder, templates, contains all the HTML pages, that is all your view part of your MVC architecture. Okay, here I have only one page that is called index.html. That is the page you just saw. The next is app.py. The app is the name of the file and Python is the extension. So what this file is doing, that it is acting as a controller for this whole application. So you can say that templates folder contains view and this folder contains your controller part. Now, and the model is nothing but your database which is coming from the Yahoo Finance API. Now what is this requirements.txt file is doing? Okay, so this file is nothing but it contains all the requirements, that is all the dependencies required for the project. There can be one more folder called static, which will contain all the CSS files and all the images and all the static things which are common for the which are constant and are not going to change much during the development of your project. Okay, let's see how to create this project. First of all, you have to open your command prompt and you have to install virtual environment and Flask. Now, so this is our command prompt. Now there are two things to do here. First, install Flask and virtual environment. Second, go inside a virtual environment, start your server and run the app.py file. Now how are we going to do this? First, pip install virtual env. So it is going to install all the virtual environment files for you. Okay, so this command is specifically for the Windows. If you want to run it on the Linux or any other system, then you have to refer to this report which says that sudo pip install virtual env for Mac OS and Linux users. Now we should create a venv folder inside it. So how am I going to do this? So virtual env venv. This is going to create a venv folder inside my project directory folder. Done. So now we have to activate the virtual environment. How are we going to do this? We are going to use this venv script /activate command. If you are Mac or Linux users, then you have to use this command. Okay, so for now, for Windows, we are using this command. So I say, okay, so now we know that I am inside a virtual environment. After this, if you are downloading any project from a GitHub, then you will be provided with a requirements.txt file and you just have to run a command where it will install all the dependencies specified in requirements.txt file. So this is the command pip install requirements.txt file. As I am downloading a project, then I will use this command. So if you are making a project from a scratch, you don't, then at that time you don't know which requirements you are going to need, but you know that you are going to need Flask, right? So you will just say pip install Flask, otherwise you are going to say pip install requirements.txt. So it has installed everything from the requirements.txt file. Now I'm going to try to run my project. Here I'm getting an error. As you see here, I have encountered with this Satori module not found error. That is because I forgot to include this dependency into requirements.txt file, which I am going to include now. Let's save this file. Loads and again run. Now it is including Satori modules here. Okay, I think now we are good to go for our project. Yes, see, it is connected. And let's run it again. Yeah, see here. So what is this all data that I'm going to show you? First, let's concentrate here. So this is localhost 127.0.0.1 and this is a 5000 port. So by default Flask runs on the 5000 port. Let's see how our application is doing. So I'm running this host and I'm going to say YHWH is a code for a Yahoo stock. It is connecting to the Yahoo API and it is giving me all the prices for the Yahoo company. Let's find out for Google how Google is doing. So it is doing well than Yahoo. And then let's find out our favorite Facebook. So this is the stock prices for the Facebook. Okay, so we have successfully implemented a Flask application using Python. And now what is this and why did I have this delay? Let's find out that. So as I told you in the class, there are a lot of websites which provide you a live data, right? So this is a live data from a YouTube website. So whenever somebody posts a video on YouTube, like I'm going to do now, it's going to record the data and provide it to us. And to connect to that API, I'm using a Satori Beta website. You can here is the code for that. So this is my app.py file. Okay, this is the endpoint. This is the app key. As you can see here, the endpoint is api.satori.com and the app key is this. This is the free app key for 7 days and this is the channel YouTube. So what it's going to do here is it is going to get all the messages from the YouTube by this code into array called mailbox. Now this array is nothing but a JSON array. So it is passing this array and appending all the messages into the mailbox. Next thing it is going to do is it is going to wait for the response to come from a Yahoo API, and if response does not come in 10 seconds, then it says timeout while waiting for a message. If you remember, we encountered this problem here. That is because nobody uploaded the video in those 10 seconds. Then somebody uploaded the video and we got this response. So when nobody uploaded the video, we got timeout for waiting for a message. If you increase the time, then you will not have this response. But again, there is no specific frequency by which somebody uploads the video. Okay. So what we have done so far is we have installed Flask, we have installed virtual environment, we have created a web application which connects to Yahoo Finance API, we have connected to a Satori beta website and got information about all the newly uploaded YouTube videos, see title and company at a Fenway Park, etc, etc. Okay, so this is our main Flask application. Thank you for your patience and listening to this video. If you have any doubts, please free to call me and Vipra. Thank you very much.